across, but this is a video about how most of the compounding errors of the Beowulf manuscript, compounding errors in interpretation and translation from the Beowulf manuscript began, and it was an identification of the Geatland, Beowulf's home, of the text, with Götaland in Sweden, understandably, because they both do have Geat connotations. They have Geat connections, like Gotha is Geat land. Jutland is also connected to the Jot, the Geats. This is an etymological connection. So is Gotland, and Goths, the Geats, were also the Goths. If you look all the way back, these people were obviously incredibly warlike, brilliant at expanding their territory, wealthy, but what we can also say is that if you watch that migration, where are they going to end up? They're going to end up in England, and they did end up in England. We know they did. We've got goat lanes, we've got Alfred's genealogy. There are plenty of references that will tell us that the Geats were in England as well. And they weren't just like one or two. You know, they had a settlement of their own, and I think that was connected to Mercia, quite likely. I think even Alfred and Mercia fighting against each other, they both had ties to the Geats. It's just different kings fighting against each other, you know, like as you've seen in like brothers in, you know, what do they call it, princes, and anyway, that's where it all began. There's nothing in the Beowulf manuscript that definitively says Geatland refers to Götaland in Sweden. It doesn't. Götaland is Götaland, Gotland is Gotland, Jutland is Jutland, and Geatland was probably in Sussex, another province of the Geats. And I say that Sussex, or even if I said Wessex, perhaps, then it would make people be like, oh, I get it right. You know, like they came to the southern shores of England and somehow got linked in to the dynasty of Alfred and his, it must mean that Ethelwulf's wife, or first wife, is it Osber? I can't remember. Or Ecbert's wife were from the Geats. And there were like marriage arrangements going on as well in that period. But anyway, from that identification, all other errors have occurred. They needed to cross-reference Vitae Alfredi, the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, and Beowulf, and then those mistakes wouldn't have been made. But it was too late. I'm sure people noticed this later on. But then it was too late. You know, books had been written about it, courses had been taught, university degrees and theses had been written, all about like non-provable facts. It's like you have to understand that the Beowulf manuscript does not state that Geatland is Götaland in Sweden. And it doesn't make any sense if you actually look at it. It's written in Old English.